Deputy President Paul Mashatile will today deliver that eulogy at the funeral service. It's an official Category 2 funeral taking place. The service is being held at the main campus of the University of Zululand. That's where we find Simphiwe Makhanya, who joins us now live for a sense of what lies ahead. And Simphiwe, we've heard so many great things about this man who had such a rich career, and his contributions certainly cannot be overstated. But I know there's also been a lot of talk around his surname, for one.
Well, indeed, Ayanda, a lot has been said about Professor Sibusiso Bengu, who is going to be laid to rest at this very hall where we are at the University of Zululand. In your introduction, you alluded to the fact that a lot has been said about his surname. Of course, that's the case, but of course, we are going to be joined shortly by the spokesperson of the family to just explain this issue once and for all. And there is Dr. Simphiwe Bengu. Doc, thank you so much for your time. The SABC has been inundated with calls from various sectors of society, asking about the issue of Professor Bengu's surname. Why does it not have an H? As to the obviously, why doesn't have it doesn't have an H as opposed to having an H?
Yes, thank you very much. It's actually quite a simple matter, really. It's just an issue of phonetic. So in the pre-50s, mostly Nguni translation, particularly Zulu translation, phonetically the sound B actually did not distinguish between the BE and the BH. Take for instance, you will find that even presently in the Sotho languages, both BE, whether with a silent B or a loud B, they actually use B and a vowel. So it is not followed. It's not B followed by another consonant, then a vowel. So by the way, another one which is not Bengu, you have the families Ntlapos, for instance. It's only the case at Ntlapos that use the PHO. So if you look at the Basotho Ntlapos and others, it's NHLAPO. Others, in fact, they even use NTLAPO. You know, but it's the same. So it's the same clan, same what we call is Tagazela and all of those. And so it's just the issue of phonetic and language. And so obviously knowing Prof as a well-educated educationist and knowing about the languages. So him and his family used the original older phonetic, which is BE, of which the PH is actually, and so the H is added almost post-50s in terms of the language translation in how it was.
So BE is not incorrect?
So it's not incorrect. I suppose if you talk to a generation now, yes, you will say BE is incorrect, but originally in the actual phonetic, it is not. Yes.
Let's talk about the order of proceedings today, Doc. Of course, we're expecting proceedings to start at around 10 o'clock. I see some of the guests or mourners have started trickling in. What are your expectations in terms of this official commencement of the program?
Well, obviously, this for the family is the final rites of passage and the final session to say farewell to Ngolosi, and obviously it's going to be for the family a difficult session, but as already expressed, the family is very honored that Ubaba was given the official funeral that has been given, as I had indicated before, by the way, with the immense amount of contribution that he has made, but obviously was not making it to be recognized, was not making it to be appreciated. So it was like his own contribution in his own generation, and so this is still quite an honor for the family, and really the family does want to make that to be known, that they feel very honored that Ubaba is giving this kind of a funeral. Yes.
In terms of his legacy as the family, what do you want people to actually honor in his? How do you want his legacy to be honored?
I think firstly, obviously, his legacy should be honored firstly by I think inculcating or maybe re-inculcating the values of diligence, being conscientious in whatever task that you are given to do, but also being principled people, so in which we have we have clear understanding of what is right and on what is wrong, and not really become a society where we look for who is better, and so where it's clear, so this is wrong and so it must not be done. This is right and so this is what we must do, and because in the life of Professor, and as it will be explained during the course of the day, he was very clear on what was right and what was wrong, and then have the courage to essentially consistently repudiate that which is wrong, even if it comes at a cost. And so I think, especially for our society, with all the challenges that we are facing, I think at the center maybe of what, for us as a family, but also even as a country, if there's one thing that I think is a legacy that we must be able to nurture again in our society is those values, pursuing that which is right and repudiating consistently that which is wrong.
Thank you so much for your time, Doctor.
Thank you.
Dr. Simphiwe Bengu is the family spokesperson of the Bengu family. Of course, I saw the brief program earlier on, and I can certainly tell you that some of the people who are going to be paying their tributes have already arrived here. I'm talking about the leaders of the ANC at national level. Dr. Zweli Mkhize, who's also a member of Parliament, is here. And of course, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, ANC-NEC member, is also on the program. Earlier on, of course, we did engage with the minister responsible for technology, science as well as innovation, Dr. Blade Nzimande. Of course, they were all talking about his contribution, particularly in the education sector. And yesterday, of course, we saw the statement which came through from the Inkatha Freedom Party, hailing him as a person who stood for a number of things, which include principles as well as peace and stability in the country. Of course, I would recall that Professor Bengu played a pivotal role during the formation of the Inkatha Yenkululeko Yesizwe, which was a cultural movement at that particular time. We're expecting proceedings here, Ayanda, to commence at about 10 o'clock. And of course, as you mentioned in your introduction there, that the Deputy President of the country, Paul Mashatile, is going to be delivering the eulogy this morning. Back to you in Johannesburg for now.
Yeah, absolutely. I also see that the welcoming remarks are going to be delivered by IFP provincial leader Tamin Dulu, who also doubles up, of course, as the premier in that province. And so we'll certainly be watching all of those developments as they unfold. Simphiwe Makhanya, live to us there from the University of Zululand.